see if we can get this going. And skip bad. And Killer Rabbit, what's up? I am alive. How are you, my friend? I figure I do the early morning ones because the dogs woke me up and there's nobody here. So, sometimes other parts of the world deserve to hear me do stuff live. So, you get the 6:30, I'm up very early edition. I'm actually talking to you guys before I go to the gym. How about that? Not bad. I don't expect a lot of people to pop in here, but yesterday was kind of interesting. I was going to do a whole bunch of different live feeds, but I had to take care of things for my mother-in-law because my wonderful son was self-serving himself. And so I took care of all that. I ran around, took care of the dogs. By the time I got home, I was exhausted. So we did our wrestling thing. If you haven't seen that, I didn't even promote it. But I don't need the glasses right now. These glasses, I swear to God, my wife. She goes, "Oh, these will look great on you." I look like a moron. I mean, look at this. Hi, I'm going to tell you all about board games and stuff. I mean, really, come on. They're bifocals. They're good in a way, but my doctor doesn't know crap. He's a complete moron. I tell him, he goes, "Can you see out of this eye?" "No." "How about this?" "No." "How about this?" "No." "Is it better?" "Well, yeah." "Okay, great. Here's your pair of glasses." Can't see out of the damn things. And I'm supposed to be able to paint. That's why I say, who knows how long I'll do this for. I can't see. The hands are gone. Hearing's going. Well, a live vlog. I don't do this very often, but I figure I do this before it all begins. And these I usually get myself in trouble because I usually say what I think, and I can't take it back because it's live. Yeah, there you go. The massive tour of the world begins next weekend. It's not a massive tour, but oh, wait a minute. Can you guys even hear me? There's a question. Can you guys hear me? What the heck? This is doing something weird. Hey, Pops. Can you hear me? I hope I'm just not talking to myself. Video capture device. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. I was just making sure. Justin Barnes, what are you doing up so early? What are you doing up so early, my brother? Yeah, so my wife's away, so I'm trying to do things. And then on top of it, I've got conventions and stuff and appearances. I'll be in Texas. Now I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm going to try to see my grandson at some point. I'm going to St. Louis. Then I go to Columbus, Ohio. And then it's off to, well, then that kind of stops one block of it. And then we're going to be waiting on our granddaughter to pop up. As you know, some of you know, Amanda's pregnant. So that's a thing. So she's due in July. So I've got the Dice Tower in July. I've got grandchild coming in July. And then I go to Gen Con at the end of July. And then that's it. I'm going to Dallas, Texas. I have to go do some work for BGG. make an appearance there. Um, it's funny, Justin. July 18th. No, I'll be in Texas next weekend, as a matter of fact. Well, actually, just for Friday and Saturday, and then I've got to head out someplace else. So, there you go. Mark, I don't understand that. Go Blues. Oh, St. Louis. Yeah, well, we hope the Blues win for you, Mark. I really do. I don't drink soda at all, but I forgot my cup, and plus it's all mixed up with junk for the gym. So, yesterday I had the dogs in the car, and we were driving around, because I just try to get them out, because they kind of lose their mind because Mom ain't here, and she is the center of everything here. I promised myself this vlog was not going to be long. I really did, and I bet you it'll run an hour. I need to go to the gym. So, I would bop. We had to go. We had to go to the pet store. Gen Con and Dice Tower over grandkids. Get your priority right. No, how's that even possible? I'm going to be here for the middle of July when the grandkids here. The best thing about Dice Tower, it's in town here. So if anything happens, I can leave it real quick and see my grandchild be born. Listen, I'll make sure there's 10 toes, 10 fingers, and then I'll give a nod, and then I'll go about my business. All right? It's now up to him to bring kids into the world and do all the things I've done and carried everybody for as long as I am, because this back's broken. But anyways, we were driving around, and I decided to stop at a couple of yard sales. And this one yard sale had a bunch of games. And I bought all these games for $1. All three of them for $1. They were like a quarter a piece. I gave them $1. Gave me an extra 25 cents. This here is Bowl and Score. So how does it work? I was actually going to come live last night and play some of this, but just didn't feel like it. I was tired. And the dogs kept on wanting to go out and everything. Well, whatever. Bowl and Score. What it is, and it's kind of interesting, and this is the only reason I got it was because it looked interesting. It's never been played. It actually has all the original score mats, which we can copy. And you take all 10 dice. All right? And the idea is, and I don't think it's formulated correctly, is you shake all this up and then you let it go. Now here I got 8 blanks, which means those pins are knocked down, but 2 are showing. Okay? So if you see that, that means those pins are standing up. So you put the other 8 aside, and then you roll these 2. And these 2 have no sides, so I got the spare. I thought that was kind of cool. I said, okay. I think it's a fast little fun game to goof around with. Why not, right? So we got that. Then, come on, close. This box is a mess. Then I found this for $0.25. Now this is old. And the game basically is this. Boop. Yeah. That's it. That's all you get. You spin the dial. You got a little thing here. All the rules are right here. Milton Bradley, baby. So I might take the dogs today to go do a little thing. That's first, second, third down. If you want to pass, you're going to spin this. So you're going to go. And that's an 11-yard gain. So you would come out 11 yards on your little marker. You got your first down marker. First down. You guys can't see much of this. I'm going to decide to run. And it is going to be, I'm going to lose 7 yards. So you would change your thing. and then you would trade sides and keep score. I know. It's a little different. A little different. Something to goof around with. I think there's a way you can do it with dice, though, which would make it kind of cool. Because it'd be a little bit more random. And just use this as a box. So, this is an old game. I had this when I was a kid. I got it now. Got it back. And then finally, this one here, which was a complete steal. I'm going to send this up to my grandson. Because I got a big pile of games for him. It's the Black Series Pitch Perfect Tabletop Baseball. I open it up. It's never been opened. All the figures are sealed in the bag, and what it is, I had the picture. It's the old. You hit the thing, and when the pitch comes and you hit it, I think him and his father will have a good time playing it. So I'm gonna send that up to him because he just started T-ball. So there you go. $1. Not bad, huh? There you go. Let me see. Those of you that the auction's over, the people that won, I sent all the information for. I'm waiting to get a hold of Queen so she can check the PayPal account because I don't have a PayPal account. She does. She does everything. So there you go. That's because she's the Queen. That's what the Queen does. Did I miss anybody? I was saying hi. First of all, hello, Mark. Killer Rabbit, you're the best. Justin Barnes, you're one of my closest friends in the world. I'm surprised you're even up at this time. We got money in the bank tonight, bro. Pops Review, how are you? I think I said Shane's World. Moz Schultz, another favorite of the channel. Well, it's good to see you all. Good morning. What else was there? Oh, Justin, I had something for you, too. Are you still in here? I wonder if he is. Oh, Justin, did you check out the wrestling video I did? I did it last night. We're going to do it. Tony Simpkins, how are you? Well, there's a guy we haven't seen in a while. Good to see you, Tim. Give me a whole yeah podcast. Okay, how you doing? Okay, so anyways, a couple things. I think I told this story to Justin too, and it just made me kind of think of everything. I have a Twitter account, and I'm really thinking of just getting rid of it. And I think it's the stupidest thing in the world because I see people. The thing is the business I'm in, and that I promote on Twitter, if you want to call it promote, is board games. Okay, board games, painting, all that kind of happy horse shite. And the funny thing about it is all it is cardboard and plastic. It really is. It's just cardboard and plastic. Nothing more. And I've said this before to somebody, and I forgot who I said it to. But cardboard and plastic doesn't feel anything. Doesn't worry about who's around the table. Doesn't worry about, a lot of things. I'm trying to filter myself. And it doesn't cause drama. Okay? It's a game. And you're supposed to play games. And you go on this thing. This is why I clicked, especially after seeing the title. I'm just amazed at how stupid and how much drama people try to cause. And try to rally and you type 124 characters. That does nothing. It just incites people. It doesn't cause discussion. All right? Because your opinion isn't always the right opinion. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't believe in the things that you believe in. But if you feel there's so many things, then go out and do something. If you believe that the more people should be in the board gaming world, or or people that don't have a chance, or this, that, and the other, then you know what? Grab some board games, because I do it, and I go down to a local library, go down to a school, volunteer your time. Instead of complaining about it, do something about it. Be a force of change, but do it in a way with actions. You want to find the next Rob Davaro, or Ella the board game. Ella loves board games, or you want to find the next. Oh God, if I forget this guy's name, I'm gonna get shot. Eric Lang. And there's so many great designers. Richard Launius. Well, you know something? Take those games down to a school. Take those games down to a library. Okay? And see how many kids you get. Maybe you get 10 kids. And out of those kids, 9 of them hate board gaming. Hate it. They'd rather be outside playing. But maybe you just reach that one. Then talk to me about how you're gonna make a difference, and you make a difference on Twitter, because you don't make a difference on Twitter. Because all I see is venom and poison on Twitter. There's some good things I've seen. I've seen some people do some nice things and just talk about maybe a function that they had, or raising money, or things like that. But usually it's just a whole bunch of people complaining about things, and it's full of poison. And I think I'm to the point, because the way I use Twitter, it just doesn't make any sense. Excuse me, I gotta take a sip. Why am I drinking soda in the morning? It was the only thing in the fridge, that's why. Well, the outside fridge here. But why not, you know, what I use Twitter for is I post pictures of what I'm painting at the moment. By the way, just finished Killer Croc not too long ago. Gotta finish. You can't see him. No. Alright. I've got so much painting I've been doing. Ridiculous. I am painting something very interesting. You guys are going to want to... It goes live on Kickstarter. It's called Verge of War. And it has these raptors. They're unbelievable. Okay, I'm getting off topic. But I really think that honestly, I just about had it with my Twitter account. I really do. I just don't think there's enough kindness on there. And Justin's heard this story because I tried to mentor my good friend Justin. Not mentor, but he's probably the closest thing I have to another son. And we spend a lot of time together. And, Douglas Peterson, what are you doing up? My excuse is I got home from work. The dogs got me up early, and I figured I'd do my vlog early because I want to fit in a game. You're going to see a whole bunch of videos today, so the channel's just going to be flooded. So I'm trying to get everything ready because I'm going away next weekend. I'll be going the following weekend, and so forth and so on. It's convention season, and I got some other personal things going on. But I told this story to Justin, and I really want you guys to think about it. And it's about kindness, and we don't think about it enough, and we don't do it enough, and we don't give enough of our kindness. And those moments that we want to just yell and scream at people, you know, if we just took the time to do something kind for people, it'd make a difference. I end every video telling you, be kind to somebody. Because it's not only going to make you feel good, but it's going to make that person feel good. And I believe that if we all tried to do that, it'd make a difference. But this was a story I heard, and for me, it puts a lot of things into perspective, especially when it comes to that venomous Twitter. I just don't see any use for it almost, and I'm just about to delete it. But we'll think about it. Maybe it's just the people I follow, and that could be a problem too, you know. But it's the people that follow them sometimes more than the people I follow. There you go. or you just read something and just you shake your head. It's just annoying. And right after you put up a picture of some creature or something that you expressed yourself in art, and then you have to read Venom. It's amazing. And then these people have like 10,000 followers, and you go, that's all right. I'll be happy with my 500. So, anyways, this taxi driver is ending his shift, pretty much how Douglas is ending his shift at work, but he's not a taxi driver. And he just happened to get a call for a fare. Now, it's in more of a seedy part of town, so he gets in there and looks at the situation, doesn't feel that it's dangerous, and goes up to the door and knocks on the door and waits and waits and waits, and nobody comes to the door. So he knocks again and waits. He was just about to leave, and he was just wondering, well, maybe the person's gathering everything. I'll just give it a minute or two more. And sure enough, the door opens, and it just opens up a crack, and there's this little old woman with a bag. And she opens the door all the way, and she turns to the cab driver and says, "Hey, is there any way that you can take my bag for me and put it in the trunk?" He goes, "Certainly." Grabs the bag and puts it into the trunk. Comes back for the frail old woman, helps her to the cab, and gets her inside. He then gets in the cab and he proceeds to say, hold on. Twitter for me is a chance to vent. Okay. So anyways, he asked the fare, and he goes, well, ma'am, where would you like to go? She hands him a note with an address. And he goes, okay. And she goes, is there any way that you can go through the city? I know it's the long way, and it'll take a while, but I'd really appreciate if you did that for me. And he goes, okay, but why the long way? She goes, well, I have no family, so I had to call a taxi, and I have no one else to get me where I have to go, but I'm going to hospice. I don't have long. I'm going to die. So I'd just like to go through the city one last time. So the cab driver thinks to himself and turns off the meter and proceeds to drive through the city. And during their travels, she pointed out a factory that used to be a dance hall, or would have him stop at a corner and tell the cab driver where she met her husband, or where she grew up, or where she went to school, because she spent her whole life in this city. And sometimes they would just pull up, and she would ask them to stop, and she would say nothing and just stare out the window before proceeding to tell him the next destination. Finally, it got to the point where they were at one destination. It was very quiet, and she turns and says, okay, I'm ready. And he proceeds to drive her to the hospice. When they finally get there, there's a couple of orderlies that were awaiting her arrival. They come out in a wheelchair, and they get her, and of course the taxi driver goes around and pulls out the bag to give to the woman. As he brings it over to her, he decides to lean over and do something uncommon for himself and give her a big hug. And she held on to him and just almost wouldn't let go. But finally she did. And the orderlies wheeled her into were about to wheel her into hospice, and she proceeded to ask and say, how much do I owe you? And he says, there's nothing. She says, well, hey, you gotta make money for a living. And he says, there'll be other fares. And with that was a smile from the old woman, and the old woman went into the hospice, and the door closed, closing pretty much a chapter in someone's life, the very last chapter, as a matter of fact, because she'll never come out of there. This shook the taxi driver to his core, and he proceeded to get into his cab, and he drove, and he thought for a long while. And the things that he thought were, what if I was someone else and I decided not to be kind? What if I was someone else and just decided I was in a rush? And when I knocked on the door, after the first knock, I walked away. And she got another cab driver that possibly wasn't kind, was actually angry. And when she handed him the address, just took her straight to the address. Or didn't take the extra effort that he did, that little bit of kindness to make a difference in a solitary life. And that just goes to show you that just a little bit of kindness, how far it can go, how much it can mean to one person. Here was a person that had nothing or no one or anything, no family. And she just received a little bit of kindness and was able to close a chapter of her life. Basically, the last chapter of her life. And it'll stick with her till the very end. There's so many variables that could have been there. He could have been so many different things, but he decided to be just a little bit kind. And I think that's what we need more than anything in board gaming, Twitter. Hey, you go play a video game live and some 12-year-old starts swearing at you. Instead of swearing back, try a little bit of kindness. It just might make a difference. Maybe not. But if we all try it, and we all do it, you never know. From the very top to the bottom, you can make a difference in this world by doing that. And I tend to try to be kinder. Believe me, there are times when we all are weak and we falter and we get annoyed. But if we could just find some time in that day, that even when we slip up, maybe just be extra kind, will make a difference. And Douglas says, Twitter for me is a chance to vent political views. You want to talk vicious. Yeah, it is, because you have people that believe in things. Why are wars created? Why do wars happen? Well, I'll tell you why wars happen. It's over a couple things. It's either over different views or religion. It's as simple as that. All our wars are hatred for another kind or something. It's never. They never just happen just because they both want that same little island too much. The big ones always happen over a belief. Somebody believes something that the other doesn't believe. And that becomes a huge problem. And that's why I study a lot of this stuff as much as I do. It's amazing what the human condition has done. We're humans. We are, as Carl Sagan, on this blue planet. We are stuck here. This is our home. We have nowhere else to go. We fight for a fraction of a blue dot. Think about that. Think about that. We argue over nothing. Tony says, totally agree. You never know what person is going through, and show a little kindness might be the only goodness someone receives. And that's exactly, I get to go to these conventions, and I get to meet a lot of people. And I'm not saying I never say fans, because I always believe that this is a community. I'm no different than anybody else. I don't act, I don't sing, and I don't dance, and that's for sure. And the one thing that I think I try to do is just, if somebody comes up to me and talks to me, I make sure, no matter how tired I am, how worn out, or just, let's face it, we all sometimes don't feel like talking. And I'll be honest with you, when somebody comes up and appreciates the things that I do, it's kind of uncomfortable to a degree, because you're just not used to being praised. Never was praised. Justin, I don't get any praise from anyone. And Neutral's right. That's one thing we've always tried to be, is a big family. You guys have for the last 4 years, I've opened up the door. You remember when all the kids... I don't have to go to church now today. Lovely story, though, and certainly gives the mind food for thought. Well, thank you. Give me a Hull Yeah podcast. That's actually a cool title. But, it's an uncomfortable thing, but the person took the time to come talk to you, so I mentally try to get myself through it, but I always make sure I thank them for their kindness to come up and give me a reason to keep going in this. I mean, this is not easy, There's no big reward that you get out of it, unless you're one of the big channels, like Tom, who does great, or all these BGG. Hey, I'm part of BGG. I love being a part of BGG. You think of Rado and Watch It Played and those guys. They're in it to survive, and it's a big business. For me, you've guys seen when we first started these things, and I was painting on a kitchen table, and then we would do game night every Saturday night, and the Queen and I were talking about this. It was kind of funny. She would cook something, and we would game, and the big thing was, oh, what's the Queen cooking today? And then she would have to give everybody the recipe, because she would come up with some screwball thing, and we would play our games. And then we would have our little game tournaments where we would play a bunch of 3 or 4 quick games and stuff like that. It was family time, and we turned on the camera for it. And then it just became more and more and different, and it evolved over time. And you guys became the biggest part of it, because we opened up our lives, but you opened up yours too. And now here we are. We have whiteboards. Another couple things I wanted to talk about was, I'm scheduled out with videos, and then I'm going to go to BGG, and I'm going to try to get as much video content as I can. And one thing I'm really going to try to do, and I talked to Aldi about doing it, and I think it's a great idea, is flea market finds, like I did at Recon this year. I'm going to try to get in there, walk around, and I'm going to allocate a certain amount of money and see how much out of those things that I see that I can get. And then when I get home, or depending on what day it is, I'll go up in the hotel room, put them all out there, and then show you guys what we were able to get with our money, with our flea market finds, and then ship them here to the abyss where everything disappears. Top Wrestling. I almost didn't do it last night because we're waiting on some things that I ordered for Tower Power Wrestling. I'm having a lot of fun with that, by the way. So it's going to be every Saturday or Saturday evening. But this week, because I am leaving, I think I leave Thursday. Yeah, I leave Thursday. I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday. Then I fly someplace else, and then I come home. So it's just one big bouncing all over the place. I'll be home Monday night, I believe. I forgot how I got everything scheduled. It's such a whirlwind this next month. I mean, I want to bang my head against the wall. But, hey, gotta do it. St. Louis, there is room for some painting. So if anybody sees this, there's another video coming up tonight talking strictly about the paint and take in St. Louis, Missouri. I'll be there for one whole day. So we opened up 3 classes because last time I was there, the first 2 sold out, and we were looking for more. So I'm going to spend the whole day there. We're giving away stuff. It's $5 to paint and take, but everybody gets that pays the $5 gets a door prize, And then on top of that, you have a chance of winning a whole bunch of really amazing stuff. So there we go. Looking forward to MITB. I'm not sure what that is, my friend. Okay. Mark says humans are tribal races all about clicks. Boy, if that doesn't spell out a lot of things. But also, we're kind of loners in a way. Remember, we are a solitary life. You're born alone, you die alone, and you pretty much do everything in between alone, if you really think about it. Oh, money in the bank. Oh, sorry. Give me a hole, yeah. Now I figured out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to money in the bank, but I got a feeling it's going to be junk. More painting to show me how to... Abyss says, more painting to show me how easy it is, yet that big wall of procrastination luring over me every day. Here's the thing, Abyss. Let me explain something about painting. If you paint too much, you hit a wall. And the thing is, if you got a box full of miniatures, pick out one. Just pick out one a day and start working on that one. And then you'll kind of find your way to just go to another one, to do another one, to do another one. I mean, I started picking off a whole bunch of things. I mean, I got stuff all over here that I'm working on. Like the Hellboy box. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff primed over there, but I just decided to pick... Get over there. Pick out the gorilla. And I said, oh, this would be kind of cool. Find something and then just paint that one thing. And no, even, don't line everything up. Because I've done that where I put 100 figures in front of me and I'm going, Just take little sections and things that you think you can get through. Or maybe, throw in there a one that you're not looking forward to and you might find that you might enjoy it. And that's the way I kind of do things. What do we got here? We might be doing some more fantasy trip today. I think, though, we're going to do dungeon with an explanation point after I get done coming back from the gym. What time is it already? 38 minutes already in this. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. I made it through 38 minutes. Yeah, I always plan on doing these things for like 20 minutes, and there you go. I just roll right through it. Saber, what's up? But just taking little itty-bitty parts and doing it sometimes helps. If you noticed, there was in the video called Dragon Interest for a Kickstarter. I did something for my good friend Lance for TMG, and I put it up because he told me to put it up on Tuesday, and then he told me, hey, can you just take it down? So I have it hidden, but you'll see that this week. You're going to see a couple painted things at the end of the week. We've got more reviews this week. We're going to have live painting on Tuesday. We're going to be painting some of these really cool raptors. Oh, let me see. I mean, look at these guys. I can't wait to show you this Verge of War, because for a tabletop game, I found that this was one of the most interesting tabletop games I've played in a long time. Besides Games Workshop stuff. Whoa, look at this scorpion. Yeah, we're going to be talking a bit about this. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. This is a little masterpiece that is going up on Kickstarter on Tuesday. You really need to check it out. I'm telling you right now. Before they passed away, my neighbors had become my second parents. For several years, I mowed their lawn and shoveled their walks and driveways. Before passing, the wife called me her angel and told me he loved me. That meant more to me than anything. You see? It falls into that thing that I tell you about. You see, love is just a word. It is just a word. It's no different than dinosaur or hero or blitz or vault or dragon or saga. I'm picking out words as I'm looking around the room. That's all it is a word. Love is just a word. Okay? Until people in your life define it. Okay? Love is just a word, and until you find people that define that word. Think about that. Because you don't understand. You can say, oh, well, I love this, I love that. And there's a blank to it. But until you have somebody that invokes that emotion, it's just a word. It's the people around you that will define that word for you. And if you don't have those people that defined that word for you, then another word gets defined in your life, and that's hate. And that's the easiest word to get defined in your life. Depends on who picked on you in the schoolyard, this, that, and the other, how you've been treated your entire life. You can't have one without the other. There can't be good without bad. There can't be heaven without hell, good without evil. No matter how you look at it, dark without light. I mean, it's just the way it is. Hello, when you look up kindness in the dictionary, there is a picture of you, Rob. I'm just doing what any of you would do. Any of you do. Especially when you get to my age and you start to look back. You do look back a lot. And I find I look back. And Justin will tell you I'm very long-winded. Just say, yeah, Justin. And I'm always looking out for people. And I think if anybody can tell you who I am, it's him. He knows that there are people that don't like me, and I still try to be kind to them. I still try to make a difference, and I still try to help and reach everyone. But you can't save everyone. You can't make a difference. And even when you're wronged and people have done wrong to you, do you have the capacity for forgiveness? We all do. It's just on what level that we are able to do it. Long-winded but meaningful. I find that I want the people that are close to me, and Justin's one of those people that are very close to me. Like I said, he's like a son to me. He's a best friend and son all wrapped up into one. And it's kind of funny that he's in here to hear this particular vlog. Because there are very few people, and you talk about loving people. There's very few people that I do, and they define who I am, and he's one of them. We've been together a long time. We've been very, very close for a very, very long time. You don't need a reason to help someone. That's very true. That's very true. Abyss. Okay, I want to make sure I was reading right. These glasses, these bifocals, I can't stand them. You don't need a reason. But like I was saying, he's seen. I talk a lot because I want him to be the best. I want the people around me to be the best. I'm not worried about me. I don't need glory. I don't need power or a pat on the back. I could do that myself. See. I think ultimately what you try to do, the cheater. No, not the cheater. There are two Justins in my life, and it's kind of funny when my wife and I talk about it. There's Justin, my son, okay, who also means the world to me. And then there's Justin that I work with, who my wife considers my Justin. Is it our son or your Justin? I go, it's my Justin, because we always talk about it. So I've got a couple of Justins in my life. New merch idea for Rob's Tabletop t-shirt. Love equals dinosaur. There you go. It does. It does. Because where else can you get these really cool... See, I got all these really cool figures. I won't bring them into work because they'll get trashed. Remember that from the second Godzilla Raids again? When that plane comes in, it hits the side and causes the avalanche? That's what we'll do. We'll bury him. See? Love is dinosaurs. I was just teasing anyways. Oh, the cheater? No, I know that. No, I was making sure you knew what Justin and I was talking about. Because there's a couple. And he has a son, and he goes through the struggles and pains and joys of having a son. It's never easy. That's for sure. That's for sure. But it's amazing. It's amazing the things that you can do, and when you get older, you tend to want to make sure that they don't make the mistakes that you go through. You know, and the pains that you have lived through, you try to avoid. But sometimes it's like anything else, you know. Hey, don't touch that stove. You're not gonna not think about touching that stove until you do, and you get burnt. And you'll never touch that stove again, that's for sure. And unfortunately, that's life. We learn the hard way. We never listen. And that's just the way things go, right? I can't wait for the new Godzilla. You and me both. And I'm going to be away the weekend that it comes out. But when I come out during the week, I know that me and a couple of pals are going to go see it. How's your grandson doing? Fantastic. Matter of fact, I don't have my phone. My wife and my daughter went up and saw him and my granddaughter before they had to move on. But they got to spend half a day with him, which was nice. And he's something else. He's 4 years old. 4 years old. I never heard, because I didn't get to do this stuff when I was 4 years old. He takes karate at 4. He plays t-ball at 4. We had to wait till we were 5. I think we were 6 when I started playing baseball competitively. But we used to have somebody pitch at us, and we had to hit the ball at 6. That was a lot tougher. There was no such thing as t-ball. You know, it was all right, strike 3, go back to the dugout. It wasn't, hey, hit the ball. You know, you played hard. And if you were good enough, you won that championship. I'll never forget it. My first year in Pee Wee League, we lost. We played 2 divisions, and this is kind of a life lesson. And I raised my son this way. I give Justin a hard time over these type of things. But my first year playing Pee Wee, I don't know if it was 5 or 6. It was one of those. My mom screwed up the registration, so I almost didn't get on a team. So a team took me, an extra player, and I got to play. Well, it turned out that I was a natural. So we played everybody twice, but it was there were 2 divisions. Whoever won each division would go. So you would play everybody once, and whoever was the top of that was the champion for that division. Then the second half of the season, you played everybody again. Whoever won that was the champion of that division, and then you would play each other for the championship. So if a team wiped everybody the first time and wiped them again, there was no extra game. They were declared the champions. That was it. End of story. First round, we played everybody. We lost every game. Every game. Okay? We got wiped out. I had a good year, but we lost every game. Then the second time around, we won every game. And the team that won The first round we happened to beat, and then we ended up tied with somebody. And we had to play an extra game, and we beat them. And then we were going to go play. We were going to play the team that won the first division. It was a little long-winded, but anyways. So we have the championship game. We lose 5-0. Okay. We couldn't do anything. I remember it was Sunday morning, and all of us are on the bench at 5 and 6 years old, crying our eyes out, like babies. And I remember the coaches from the other team coming in, and we're shaking everybody's hand, sitting on the bench, and they came over after they celebrated and shook our hands. And the coach saying, "You guys came a long way. You guys did a great job." And we were just heartbroken. I mean, we were just kids, and it was crushing. And I'll never forget that, because it taught me something, that I hate losing, and that you're going to lose things in life, and that if you want to win, you're going to have to give everything you got. Winning and losing, if you win all the time, it doesn't mean anything. If you get, everybody gets a trophy, it doesn't mean anything. You have to earn it, because it means something. It defines things. It makes you winners. Losing helped me be a winner, and I'll never forget that. Without losing, you don't know how to improve. Exactly, and that's the whole point of this. You can't winning. And then the following year, when we went out, it was a mission. We were on a mission. 6 years old, 6 or 7 year olds on a mission. But I remember that taste in my mouth. I remember crying like a baby, and just heartbroken over that. And then we went out and we won. And there wasn't very few things that I lost in life. When I got the opportunity to hit there, when I got the opportunity to play in a championship or exceed at something, I remember that moment of losing and how bad it tastes and how I can't deal with it. I'm not somebody that likes to lose. All right? And my wife used to give me a hard time and go, "Hey, why are you beating on, let Justin win." Not that Justin, but the other Justin. I go, "No. He needs to lose all these times so he could feel the exuberance of winning, of having that, and working so hard to win." And he would try his dickens. And now, if I went to play a board game with him, it's so competitive that for me it doesn't matter. But to see him, because he knows what it's like to lose, and he hated losing to me, because I made sure that he knew that he lost to me. And now he beats me every time. And it's kind of annoying. So there you go. What time do we got here? All right, we almost did an entire hour. It's 7:30. I'm just about ready to head to the gym. That's for sure. I'm gonna feed the puppers. Then I'm gonna come back, grab them, and then I think we're gonna do a couple more yard sales. Then we're gonna come back. We'll come back live. We'll do a game or two, and then I'm gonna chill out and we'll get ready for Money in the Bank. Got a couple things I need to do in the yard too. Prom's the queen. I don't want to get shot up. All right. Funny thing, I lose easier to Euro games than the war games. Yeah, I know. The things I lose to, I don't even understand why I lose to them. But if you go play Blood Bowl against me, it's almost isn't fair, because I will crush you. But go ahead, play something. Play Castle Panic or something really simple in that lines. I'll lose every time. I don't know. Go figure. Guys, it was fun spending my morning with you. Justin, I will talk to you later on, especially since Money in the Bank is coming on. And just remember all these things that I always tell you guys. Be kind to somebody. Okay? Be kind to somebody, because not only it's going to make you feel good, it's going to make that other person feel good. And of course, oh wait, hold on. I think Patton said he wouldn't give a damn for anyone who lost and laughed. Yeah, there you go. That's very true. And remember that in a world where you are only one person, you may just be one person. I mean, you may just be the world to that one person. And hey, today's a good morning to see why, to learn the definition of that word love. Look around you and see all the wonderful people that define that word for you, and appreciate them, because they mean the world to you as well. Just like you guys mean the world to me. And having opponents that want to win makes playing games much more fun. And have fun working out. I will. Thank you, Abyss. Thank you all for sticking your head in this very early morning. Enjoy your day. And hey, tomorrow's never guaranteed. Appreciate today. I will see you guys soon. You guys are the best.